everyone, it's Rihanna and welcome back to another top 5 list. This is actually my top 5 most influential films. This is a very personal list to me. It's going to be different for everyone depending on what films you have found most impactful and influential on your life. It's in the most influential book tag and also 5 influential films tag, and I thought I'd make it into a top 5 video for you guys. Some of these choices may seem very cliched and just really out of the ordinary, but it's a very personal list to me, and obviously I'll explain my reasoning for them when we get to them in the list. What would any top 5 list be without an honourable mention? And we have Star Wars, the original trilogy. I remember growing up on the prequels, but when I saw these for the first time as a little girl, I remember just escaping into them and being so invested in the characters and the world. These films are timeless and classic, and I always remember being a little girl wanting to pilot the Millennium Falcon. At number 5 we have The Hunger Games, which is the first film in the Hunger Games franchise. Now, this is going to sound really weird to you guys, I think, but when the first Hunger Games film came out and the books were out, I remember being completely obsessed, and that was the introduction to me being a complete and utter fangirl of all things, I think. The Hunger Games books got me back into reading. I have never really been an avid reader. I find it quite difficult to read sometimes. But yeah, the Hunger Games books got me back into reading, and I've just been reading ever since then, and I will be forever thankful for the books for doing that. And the film as well. I remember following the film, following the production of the film, and just finding it really interesting. So that's kind of what got me into filmmaking, the whole casting process of everything, how they cast, how they film. I kept up to date on the set photos. When the film was released, I remember being super hyped up for it, and I'm still a fan of this franchise today. I love everything it stands for. They are not bad movies, guys. I mean, this is the worst one in the franchise in my opinion, but I still go back to it and I still really enjoy it because it's got that kind of indie vibe to it the first film does, because it doesn't have a massive budget. It wasn't on a big scale when it first came out. So I just really found this film influential in getting me into different genres and getting me into following the filmmaking process, I guess. That probably sounds really weird to you guys, but that's what it did. Just the fact that the Hunger Games first film got me into following filmmaking is something that's been very influential in my life, because that's what I want to do. I want to do filmmaking and make YouTube videos for you guys, so we can thank the Hunger Games for that. Coming in at number 4 on our list is The Red Shoes, which DVD case is all battered. I'm so sorry about this, guys. It came out in 1948 and I watched it a few years ago for one of my film classes. And the reason that this film has been so influential on my life and my taste for films is that I remember being completely fixated for a whole 15 minutes between the dance sequence in this film. It's shot beautifully, it's non-stop, the effects are brilliant, and just watching this I was mesmerised by the red shoes, the symbolism, everything behind the characters and the dialogue. It's a very simple story about a ballerina who can't choose between ballet and the man she loves. Very simple story, but as it follows the fairy tale of The Red Shoes by Hans Christian Andersen, we have intertwining between fairy tale and reality, and it's a very dark movie when you watch it and when you see the undertones of it. So I just like the fact that this film influenced me in looking past the meaning of things. I mean, we had to write an essay on it about the meaning of the colour red and all of the hidden meanings in this film, and it just made me see films in a different light, and I just really thank The Red Shoes for that. It's one of my favourite movies of all time as well. Ever since I saw it, I was just completely mesmerised by the filming. Number 3 on my most influential films list is Hook, which is a childhood favourite and is still a favourite to this day. The impact that this film had on my childhood, and Robin Williams in general in my childhood, he just put a smile on my face every single day. Whether we were like rewatching Flubber or Aladdin or Mrs. Doubtfire, or indeed Hook, for specific reasons, I don't know. Robin Williams just had such an impact on my life, and his passing was awful and terrible, and I was really, really sad about it. But Hook being a retelling of Peter Pan, it was just so magical to me as a child. I love the fantasy element of it. I love going into this different world. I love the message of never growing up and always believing in yourself and believing in other people. And that just really impacted my childhood, and Robin Williams just always made me laugh in this film as Peter Banning. I actually rewatched this film after Robin Williams' passing and pretty much just sobbed and cried and laughed the whole way through. Going into this world and escaping into this fantasy land where kids never grow up is pretty much what I wanted to do when I was a kid. I never really wanted to grow up and have responsibilities, and I just loved escaping into Hook because I had rougher parts of my childhood, I'm sure everyone did, but the escapism just really, really helped me, and obviously Robin Williams had such an impact on my life. Hook is just one of those films I'll be forever grateful for, with me and my sister sat in front of the TV watching it over and over again along with Flubber. Flubber gave me very high expectations of science fiction, by the way, guys. Like, I want to create a little green blob in my lab. I don't have a lab, but it could happen. Number 2 on the list is going to sound very, very cliched because I feel like it would be on a lot of people's lists, and that is Inception, the film directed by Christopher Nolan. First time I watched this movie, I didn't even know what to say pretty much. I'd always been a fan of Christopher Nolan, but this was the film that was the game changer for me. It's still perfection to this day. The boundaries of the writing, the story, and the storytelling of this film is incredible. It's the thing that really got me into thinking outside of the box creatively. Number 1 on my list is on the list for a very different reason from all the other films I've mentioned. I've mentioned my creativity, me getting into filmmaking, but number 1, A Little Princess taught me so many messages and values as a 6-year-old girl watching this for the first time. I've watched it a million times. I've watched it so many times, and still today, I look at the messages and values of the main character of this film and look at the world in kind of a different way, look at how we treat people in a different way. The message in this film is that every girl is a princess. It doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, it doesn't matter if you're smart or dumb, what you look like, or anything. The main character just says that every little girl should be treated like a princess. And to this day, I still believe that. I still believe that people should be treated equally, no matter where you come from, no matter what you do, everyone should be treated equally. Now, the main character in this film is incredibly intelligent. She's 10, 11 years old, and I used to look up to her as a little 6-year-old girl watching this for the first time and thinking she was practically my role model. The way that the main character Sarah in this film copes with life and her struggles, because she goes through so much, is just aspiring to anybody, I think. The way she befriends people rather than reflects hate on them. This film is rich in culture and touches upon a lot of spirituality things and religion. On the undertones of this film, it has a lot of messages and values that as a little girl I just kind of latched onto, and to this day I still adore this film and it's one of my favourites of all time. The fact that this film impacted me as a person, my messages and values, and what I think about people and the world, I will just be forever thankful. And if you haven't seen The Little Princess yet, go watch it. It's a beautiful film, and just go watch it. There you have it, guys. That was my top 5 most influential films. I want to know what yours are down below in the comments. Leave me a list. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I put on new TV reviews and movie reviews every single week. All my social media links will be down below in the description. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you very soon. Bye!